Hello everybody, this is Fahan from Dahua Nordic. I'm here today to introduce you guys to the latest Light Series hybrid thermal camera that we have. It gives you the benefit of thermal detection with very high accuracy, so you're able to avoid a lot of false alarms, but without losing the visual aspect of it, so you're able to identify or detect intruders, for instance. Another part it has a fusion mode where it actually combines these two technologies, so you're able to see the outline of the thermal detection with the color differences, but also the lines with the visual part. So it records both two streams separated, so you're always able to go back and look at the visual recording only or the thermal recording only. Another part it has a active deterrence feature. I'm going to show you a little bit more about it. And it also has a fire detection feature. So this gives you a very strong camera that can actually provide you with a very safe perimeter protection. So let's try to open up this guy and see how it looks. I guess all of you guys are always reading these first, right? So the first thing you'll notice is that the appearance has the similar size than any other type of turret camera you would usually see. So since it comes in a turret and a bullet shape, it gives you a lot of different application possibilities. So another part you'll notice is the LED on top, which is for the active deterrence feature, which can be set to flash or be lit on all the time whenever there is an intrusion. So then you have the thermal sensor and the visual sensor, so you're always able to record both two streams to verify. And last but not least, you have a speaker over here where you can add customized audio files, so you're able to set them to warn off intruders. So you can set the analytics to have a specific period so that these audio files and the light is only flashing at specific periods. So last but not least, a couple of the most important features is, first of all, the hatch for resetting and SD cards exchange. If you, for instance, want to run a complete standalone system, you're able to do that with this camera. And last but not least, as I was saying, the most favorite thing that I like about these turret cameras is that they are very easy to adjust. One screw adjustment, which makes it much quicker and simpler to install. So let's try to connect this one. I installed this camera at my house just to show you a lot of real life scenarios which you can better relate to. So how perimeter protection works with a camera like this, but also the benefit of the thermal detection that I was talking about. Because you can run, but you cannot hide from a thermal camera.
Alright guys, so this is how it looks by default. On your left hand side you have the visual image from the camera, and on the right hand side you have the fusion mode already enabled by default. So look at the detailing over here, and from the light source on top you can already see the thermal radiation, or if I'm standing over here. So when we are using the fusion mode, it's very easy to distinguish my appearance and my facial features as well. But let's try to go in and run the regular thermal mode. If we go to our conditions, channel 2, since that's our thermal channel, and then we can choose original. So now you can see this is how it looks like by default. It's not possible to see the text. My appearance is getting much harder to describe from recording from this. We're just gonna save that. I can change, by the way, a lot of different other colors if I'd rather have those. Then let's go down to peripheral. I wanted to show you the illuminator possibilities because by default it's set to auto, but this camera has actually IR and white light, and you can choose to set them to specific values if you want to all the time, or you could just choose auto. So moreover, in here we have the fire warning. Fire warning over here we can enable. If we set it to anti-jamming, that means if there is already a very hot source, it's not going to be triggering our fire detection. But if we set it to high response, then any very high temperature for the fire, for instance, immediately will be triggering much faster. So, and then we can divide them up into different type of zones as well for sensitivity. Apart from that, let me show you some of the other features. The smart plan to enable the analytics, I'm going to choose channel 2 in the IVS, and then in here in the IVS I can choose the channel 2 as well, and in here I can enable a analytics rule. Go to intrusion, for instance, and then I can set this rule to what I desire, and then I can choose appearance as well, so that if anybody should automatically appear in this box, then it should trigger as well. Then we have the object filtering, and obviously I just want to detect on humans. Saved. And down here I can choose record if I'm recording on an SD card, or if I want to record both channels. Whenever something triggers on channel 2, then both should be recording, and so on and so on. But what's interesting in here is I can choose the audio linkage. I can also choose the light, and in my opinion I would rather have it normally on whenever the rule is triggered, and 10 seconds should be fine for me, and then just save it. Let me just try to add my own audio file instead of the default one. I'm gonna go up here, camera, audio, alarm, and then I'm gonna add my own here. So over here I can automatically play them to hear them as well. So let's go back to our analytics rule and choose that audio file, and then let's trigger it. There you see, and just turn off the lights. And as you can see, the light is on, so the visual image is very clear. So there we have it. That's how I use the most common features for the hybrid thermal light series cameras that's released out there. So this is definitely a new, era of perimeter protection, since you could do that with thermal cameras.